Welcome to each of you today, and thank you for showing up on your mat today. Our class today is the month in review of October 2022. Throughout our practice this month, our theme and our studies have all centered around reconnecting, regrouping, and reorganizing. Reconnecting and returning to our pattern, our ritual, our routine of yoga practice. Regrouping with our fellow yogis, our yoga community, as we practice together on our mats. And reorganizing our practice and recommit to our own growth through yoga. So your yoga invitation for today is to allow my cues to guide you in this month's review. Reconnecting, regrouping, reorganizing. Namaste. We will begin with some centering stillness. As we arrive on our yoga mats today, in our easy seated pose, however that serves us best today. Let's place our left palm at our own heart center and our right palm on top of our left hand. Relaxing of our elbows, releasing of our shoulders. And as we begin arriving on our mats today, we move away from the thinking and the doing and arrive into the being. We awaken our spine and notice the heart center lifting, breath expanding, body centering and stilling. I invite you to come home here and open your practice today with an attitude of reconnecting, regrouping, and reorganizing. Namaste. So from our easy seated pose, we'll begin with some nice warming practices as we review. Reconnecting. The arms open wide. They circle up high, high above us. Reach the arms forward. Start to interlace your fingers here. Spin the palms away from your body. Reach through the palms and let the head bow as the back body opens. And then we're going to rise back up, the lifting up. Lift up through the palms of our hands. Even gaze upwards As we release, palms turn down, fingers slide apart, arms reopen, and then circle behind us. Hold on to the opposite forearm or interlace your fingers and expand through your front body. The breath releases, the arms release. They reopen to the wingspan. That's one cycle. We'll do two more. Circle the arms forward, interlace your fingers, spin the palms away, bow the head, open the back body. Rise up through the palms of your hands. Soften the palms, turn them down, soften the elbows, reopen your arms, circle behind you. However works best for your body today, open through the front body. And the releasing of the arms. One more cycle, please, on your own rhythm. We're reviewing reconnecting here. And the ABCs of yoga are simply A, alignment, B, breath, C, connecting. Each and every time we move into the ABCs of yoga, we are reconnecting with ourselves. And when that third cycle is completed for you, open the arms straight forward, turn the palms to face each other, and bring your right palm to your left knee, your left palm over to your right knee. Now begin to bow forward. Let the head begin to grow heavy. Relax the elbows. Keep breathing. Keep moving here. And as you bow forward here, with yourself, align, breath, and make that connection. And the very next breath will rise back up together, the soft lifting. Release the hands from the knees. Reopen the arms out to your sides and let them circle and reach all the way up. This time do the steeple mudra, please. Fingers interlace, index fingers lifts, and then lift up through the index finger. Upper arms close to the ears. Alignment. As you release the breath, just let your body reach over to your right side. And if you can, gaze over to the left. One more breath, one more move. Reconnect here. And then we'll all rise back up into the center. Please release the steeple mudra. Slowly start to bring your left hand down to your right knee. Here we go again. Reach up high through the left fingers. And reach again, over to the side. Reach, 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 reach. Keep breathing, keep reaching. And if you can, turn, gaze over to the left. And we'll all rise back up to that center. Left arm stays lifted, right arm reaches up to join it. Interlace the fingers, steeple mudra, releasing of the breath. Now you're going to reach over to the opposite side. So you begin to reach. The steeple lifts you up as you reach over to the side. Turn your gaze, if available, to the opposite side and then rise back to center. Here we go. Steeple mudra releases, and then we bring that left arm over to the right knee. Reach up through the right hand and reach, reach, reach over to the left once again. Breathe and reach. If you can turn your gaze, please do so. And the rising back up. Here we go together. Arm opens and reaches all the way up and recircle the arms all the way back down. Palms turn down, palms touch your mat. One breath in your stillness. Next breath invites us to transition to our tabletop and transition right into child's pose today. So from your seated pose, you transition into tabletop and then start to reach your body back and relax into child. Knees can stay hip width apart. Knees can open up wide to the long edges of your mat. You can create a little pillow for your forehead, stacking your forearms, stacking your fists. Whatever is going to work best for you. Begin to release and relax into child's pose. As we reconnect, we return to our pattern, our ritual, and our routine of yoga practice. So what is working for you to create this reconnection into your yoga? How about one more deep, 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 deep breath? And we'll rise back up together. Head lifts slightly. Body shifts back into tabletop. And then from tabletop, we're going to come down to the forearms. And we're going to do forearm spinal waves today. Release a breath, tailbone tucks, back body rounds, head bows down freely. Receive a breath, lift up the tailbone, lift up through the crown of the head, and do 1, 2, 3 more of these cycles. Finding the breath, flowing into the pattern. Remember, our focus right now is how we reconnect to our yoga practice. Come back, finish through this last cycle. And then very gently look down at the mat and stretch out your right leg. We're going to forearm plank. So keep the forearms really gauged down. Stretch out the left leg. Reach through the heels. Engage through the thigh muscles. Tuck the tailbone. Mula Bandha. Broaden the shoulders. Gaze down. So the neck stays lengthened. And we're going to do 5 deep breaths. Start counting. Reconnect. Reconnect into challenge. Reconnect into strength. And then very gently, let the knees come down softly. Flow back up into your tabletop. And flow through a regular spinal wave. Just let the tailbone tuck, head bow. Tailbone, crown of the head lift up together. Back into our tabletop. We're going to do the sunburst and then honor the birthday girl with the divine half monkey. So the sunburst from tabletop. You're gazing down. Wrists are below shoulders. Knees are below the hips. You receive a breath. Now here goes the left arm to reach out and the right leg to reach back, and they rise together. Turn the left thumb up. And really stretch through that right heel. Make a long, long line of energy here. And then hug it all in. Elbow and knee bend, and you bow, you hug, you draw all that in. Receive a breath and reach it back out. Open and reach, and then bring it all back in. One more. Reach it out and draw back in. Come back to the tabletop, opposite side. The right arm, the left leg, they're going to reach. And they're going to rise up, up, up together. Stretch through that left heel. Reach up through that right thumb. Bend the elbow, the knee. Bow the head. Hug it all in best you can here. Open up and reach out. Here we go. So we're going to start reviewing how we regroup in yoga. And we mentioned this as we were signing in. When that last cycle is completed, come back to tabletop. We are all practicing together on our yoga mats. We're regrouping with our fellow yogis. Tabletop, let's pick up the left hand. Bring that left foot forward. Low lunge. receiving of a nice deep breath. Now today, we're going to keep that right knee right in line with the right hip. So instead of just reaching back through the hip area, you're going to stretch out the left leg forward. Let the left leg stretch out forward. You need a little blanket or pillow under your right knee. Please get that. Now start to bow. Right knee, right hip, in alignment with each other. Maybe the hands walk forward towards the ankle or heel. Head bows. Relax the elbows so the shoulders release. And remember, we're practicing together. So if you find a challenge in your yoga practice, you're never alone. There'll be someone else who's practicing the same little challenge. That's regrouping. And one more breath. Yes, divine half monkey. Rise back up. Head lifts slightly. If you walk the hands forward, walk them back just a little bit toward the knee area. Start to slide that left leg back. Go back to tabletop. Receive a breath. Right hand, right leg lifts. Bring yourself into your low lunge. And we're going to keep that left outer hip, left knee right in line with each other. So we want to start to stretch out the right leg. Reach it away from you. And then let the toes lift up. And see if you can push the right heel away. Start to bow. Gaze down at the left knee, left hip. Start bowing. Continue breathing. Maybe the hands again walk forward. Elbows soften. Forearms release. Forehead relaxes. Yes. Together, we are practicing. And we thank our birthday girl, Mary, for this suggestion. Thank you, Mary. One more breath. And then we rise away from the divine half monkey. Head lifts slightly. Hands walk back, if they did walk forward. Slide the right leg back. Go back into tabletop and flow through just a couple rounds of your spinal wave once again. Neutralize. Restabilize the spine. Go back to something familiar. Relax the mind. Here we go. Everybody back in tabletop. Next breath, we're going to transition to downward dog. Toes tuck under. Hips reach back. Feel the knees hovering today from the mat. Just feel that. Then allow the legs to start to stretch out. Are they hip width apart? Are the upper arms framing your ears? Can you begin to breathe deeper and move into your downward dog? Don't be afraid to move into your poses, your asanas. Find something that is really connecting with you so your practice keeps growing. I'm walking the dog today. It feels delicious to let one leg stretch out at a time. What's working for you? One or two more breaths, please. And then next breath. Everybody, we're going to lift those heels up just as high as they'll rise today. Lift, 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 lift. And release a deep, deep, long breath and let the heels release together towards the mat. When the heels start to release down, can you soften the toes? Don't grip the toes. Let them be soft. Feel the knuckles on the backs of the fingers pressing down and the base of your thumbs engaging into the mat. Receiving breath. Here we go together. And the releasing breath. Softly pick up the heels, bend the knees, and walk the hands back towards the feet. We're transitioning to prayer squat. So as your hands walk back to the feet, start to scissor walk the feet out to the wide, long edge of your mat. Toes out, heels in, and then allow the hips to start to sink you down. Whatever your prayer squat looks like today, maybe you're supporting yourself a little bit today. Maybe you have your fingertips on the mat or your block today. Maybe the hips are releasing and you bring Anjali Mudra at the heart center. One more breath in your prayer squat. Are the toes still free? Is the heart center still lifting? And then we do that extended. So receive a breath. Reach the arms forward. Go back to steeple mudra. As the arms reach forward, just lift the legs lightly. So the knee is bent about 90 degrees, but keep reaching through the steeple. Upper arms right next to those ears. Release a breath. Surrender, release, relax back into your prayer squat. Keep those knees wide. Receive a breath. We'll do this 2 more times. Here we go. Arms reach, reach, reach. Hips lift up so the knees are 90-degree bend. And then we reach through that steeple once again. Releasing of a breath. Returning to prayer squat. And last flow on your own. Receive, reach through. Yes, it's a challenge. Remember, we're regrouping. That's our theme for this sequence, so you're never alone. And with your next releasing breath, plant the palms down to the mat. Lift the hips up. Turn your feet parallel. Scissor walk them back to hip width apart. And walk the hands forward. Yes, to full plank. Here we are in full plank. We're strong. We're engaging. We're creating heat now. We're into the energizing part of our practice. So this is what we come to work up to. Enjoy this. Are you ready? Plank. Downward facing dog. Hips lift up. Move together. Breathe together. We are all practicing together as a group. From downward dog, can we do split dog, left leg? Notice where it travels today. And whatever the right heel is doing, do the opposite. So if it's down, lift it up. If it's up, see if it'll come down. And let's step that left leg forward. Maybe you go to tabletop. Maybe you swing it through. But we're all going to rise to high crescent lunge together. Breath. Remember the ABCs. Reach the arms back. Airplane arms. Circle the arms down. Reach the arms forward. Rise the body up. Transition to your high crescent lunge. Arms keep reaching. They're reaching, they're reaching, they're reaching. Palms are facing each other. Heart center is lifting. And then we remember the lower body and all of its support and strength. And together, release the breath and see if those hips will sink us down. Engage that right leg, muscular energy. We'll open the arms to Sun God. The arms open out, elbows bend, fingers stay wide. Draw those elbows back. Receiving up a breath. Return to your high crescent lunge. One more breath. And then we're going to transition to Warrior 3. As you release a breath, reach the arms forward. Start to step the right leg in. Stretch the left leg out. Keep reaching the arms forward. Find your new drishti. Focus your eyes. Steady your mind. Engage Mula Bandha. And then softly start to lift that right leg up. Again, like you did in Sunburst. Reach through that right heel. And with the next breath, bring that right leg forward. Arms lift up. Right foot plants down. Upward salute. Here we are together. lifting upwards, reaching upwards. Find a new drishti, steady, and then we're going to do a little balancing. Left leg muscular energizes. Arms circle out to wingspan, and then we soften the right knee, and we let the hands go to the right thigh and help lift up that right knee. Toes up, toes down, toes up, toes down. One more. Toes flex, toes point down. Release your hands, see if you can keep that knee right where it is. Open the arms out, wingspan. Here we go. Plant that right foot back down. Circle the arms behind you, either palms to the back of your hip or gentle fists in your hip area. A little standing, saluting back. Breath, again, moves our body. We receive and we let the heart center lift. Tuck the chin in lightly. This is also a guide to help engage the core. When the chin tucks in lightly, instead of the head leaning back. So notice if that's helpful for you. When that is all in place, begin to release a deep, long breath and allow the hands or the fists to gently push the pelvis forward. Keep Mula Bandha. Keep the chin tucking in. And then see if you can just lift the heart center. You might be gazing up. You might be gazing down. How about one more breath together? As a group, we're practicing moving together. And we rise back up to that center. Yes. The arms reopen through that wingspan. Stretch them out wide. And then we're going to do a half lift with airplane arms. Release a breath. Just let the hips hinge you here. Nice, straight, and strong legs. Best you can. Palms face down. Shoulder blades broaden. Notice if you can reach further through the fingertips when you broaden the shoulder blades. Mula Bandha is engaged. The same engagement you just did when you were reaching back. And then very gently, we go to ragdoll, forward fold. So the knees soften, the arms release down. Hold the opposite elbows with your hands. Let the elbows reach down to the mat. Bow the head. Swing the elbows back and forth if you choose. Remember, as a group, we do regroup together in yoga. We breathe together. We move together. We practice together. Yeah. Ragdoll. One more breath. And then receive a breath. Rise back up to your beautiful, strong, upward salute. Feel the arms circling all the way out to your sides and reaching all the way up. Releasing of a breath. Forward fold. However that's working best for you now. Maybe you go back to ragdoll for another experience of that. We go to a forward fold, a half lift, or a flat back. And then we soften both knees. We step back to downward dog. Here we go. Same sequence, opposite side. Our downward dog. We arrive together here once again. Play with the downward dog. Heels up, heels down. Both of them up and down together. Come home here. Together, we have practiced this many, many times. We've grown, we've learned. Ready to move into the sequence. So with breath, we reach out that right leg. It's a split dog. We gaze down at the left foot and we either do the opposite with that left heel. So it either lifts up if it's down or it comes down if it's lifted. Just to have a different sensation. And then we're going to step that right leg forward. Whether you flow through from split dog or you return to tabletop. And reach those arms back. Left leg stays lifted now. It's strong. Hug the muscles in. Release the arms. We're going to rise together. Reach the arms forward. Lift your body up. Let the arms keep lifting up high above you. Focus on the drishti to stay strong with that focus point. And then release the breath. And together, hips sink down together. Releasing of the next breath. Let's open those arms out to the wingspan and transition to sun god arms. Elbows bend, fingers spread wide, palms are facing forward. Draw those elbows back. Re-engage that back left leg. Strength. The receiving breath moves us again. Return to your high crescent lunge. Arms reach. Maybe you want to gaze up this time. If you do, remember, kind of keep that chin tucked lightly towards the hollow of your throat. And with the next breath, we move into our little standing balance. Gaze forward, reach the arms forward. Notice how the hips hinge. Take a little step in with your left leg. Straighten out the right leg. Muscular energize the right leg. And then here we go. Lift the arms up. Reach the left leg back. And then let a long line of energy happen. Arms are now straight forward. Left leg is straight back. Reach through the left heel. Reach through the fingertips. Together. Breathe. Rise up to your upward salute. Hips hinge you. Body lifts up. Left knee bends. Left leg comes down to your mat. Return to upward salute. Enjoy this reaching, opening expression. And then we focus again. Drishti for bringing up that right knee. As we muscular energize that right leg, we soften the left knee. Notice how the left heel picks up high. And then softly open the arms out through wingspan. Circle the arms down and bring the hands to the left thigh. Start to lift that left knee up just a little bit higher. Keep breathing. Toes up, toes down. Toes up, toes down. Flex the toes, point the toes. See if you can release the hands and keep the knee right where it is. Yeah. Return. Arms lift up. Left leg comes down. Open the arms out through your wingspan. Here comes our standing salute back. Palms or fists to the lower back hip area. Chin tucks in lightly. Heart center lifts upwards. Mula Bandha engages. And when you release the breath, you begin to reach back. Keep the toes soft. Keep the heart center lifting. Keep the body flowing. Don't let your favorite flexy, bendy parts of your spine move you here. Move your entire spine, all of it. And then we softly come back into the center. Slowly return. Yes, release the arms. Open the arms out to wingspan. Here comes your half lift with airplane arms. So you just let those hips hinge you with straight legs. Just going to go 90 degrees with your torso. So the hips hinge you just that far, and then feel those arms reaching you out. Once again, extend through the fingertips, engage through the navel, strong through the legs, and then let it all release. Softly bend the knees. Release the arms down. Ragdoll forward fold. Release into it. As we are doing these practices today, reviewing our themes of this month, and when we practice together, we realize that we are a part of a gathering. We're part of a group. We are part of a community. Breath in ragdoll. Next breath, upward salute. Deep into the breath. Go all the way, all the way, all the way up. And then return the arms back down to the sides. Now we're going to turn to the long edge of our mat. So let's place our hands on our hips and turn to the long edge of our mat, straddle. So whichever direction that you're facing, we'll go through this next sequence and I'll just say front leg, back leg. Because maybe the toes that I'm using first aren't the toes that you're aligned with. So just do one side and then we'll do the other side. From wide straddle, hands on hips, we notice that the hips are level. We notice that the tailbone is softly tucking. The shoulder blades are gently releasing. The head is in line with the spine and the chin is tucking in ever so lightly. We notice a breath in wide straddle. Seldom in our day-to-day life do we allow our body to open into a standing wide straddle and be comfortable with it. So how do you feel? What do you notice for sensations as you stand in wide straddle, taking up space, breathing deeply? And with our very next breath, we're going to turn one foot, whichever works best for you first, to the short edge of our mat. We're going to go to side angle, triangle. So hands are still on hips. Are they still level? Is the tailbone still tucking, shoulder blades releasing? One set of toes turn to the short edge of your mat, then open those arms out wide into that big, deep wingspan and soften that front leg, whichever one you chose to practice with first. But keep sinking down. So if it's right that your alignment keeps readjusting as you let the hip sink you down, maybe that front foot scoots out just a little bit. So the knee is always over the ankle and the knee is always pointing out towards the pinky toes. Now we're in this shape. Now we transition to side angle. That front arm, the elbow will bend. The body will reach towards the top of that front thigh. Maybe you just breeze the forearm on your thigh here today. Maybe you slide the hand down the inside of the leg today. Block if you like. Maybe that back arm and hand rest on your hip. Maybe that back arm begins to reach and rise. Maybe you're even exploring into changing your focal point as you practice. So you might gaze upwards if the back arm is lifted upwards. We're going to find one more breath. Yeah. And then together, we're going to rise back up. So wherever the back arm is, bring it out to wingspan. Start to lift your body away from the thigh. Oh, so strong. Open up that front arm. Stretch out that front leg and triangle. Palms turned down. Reach out through your front fingertips. Now you're going to get a little more of a stretch, a reach in triangle than we can with side angle because the leg is straight. So a little more freedom for the hips to reach us back as we reach forward. Notice where it's inviting you. That front arm comes down, softly touch the front leg, or the inside of your leg, or even the outside. Find out what's best for your practice here with your back, hand, and arm. 2 more breaths. Maybe you're challenging your focus and you would change that. And as you release that second breath, begin to rise up. Begin to lift that front arm up. Feel your body lift even stronger yet. Back into the open up, both arms, reverse the triangle, palms down. Right palm comes down, or back arm comes down, and the front arm lifts up. And can you gaze at that front arm as it lifts up? Maybe starts to reach over towards the same ear. Return into your center. Open up both arms to wingspan. Micro bend the knees. Turn the feet parallel. And then turn the toes outwards. Heels lightly inwards. Palms forward, thumbs up. Open into your 5-pointed star. So we did a little standing, saluting back today. And we kind of remember our alignment and our breath with that. And if you like, you could reach back lightly here. We'll all come back into the center. Palms turn down, opposite side. So with the feet now parallel, turn the opposite toes to the short edge of your mat. Start to bend that knee. As that knee bends, maybe the foot has to wiggle outwards to keep the alignment. And when you've arrived fully here, next breath moves us again. We start to bring that side of our body towards the top of our thigh. We can bend that elbow, just breeze the forearm on the thigh if we want. We could bring the hand and arm down the inside of that leg if we choose. We could bring the back hand to the hip if we choose. We can bring that back arm lifted high, or gently lifting, reaching over towards the ear. All these choices we make individually create the movement that we do as a group. 1 more breath. Yeah. Next breath, invite your body to rise back up to center. Back arm goes to wingspan level. Front arm starts to reach out as the body lifts up. Now that front leg stretches out. You realign for your triangle. Reach out through those front fingers again. Soften the back hip so it's just free to reach away as you reach forward. And then that front arm releases. You softly touch the leg or inside of the ankle or outside. And again, just like side angle, the back hand might come to the hip. The back arm might reach up. It might reach over towards the ear. We're practicing this together as a group. Some of us enjoy it, some of us don't. Some of us are breathing, some of us, I'm holding my breath. But as a group, we're moving, we're breathing together, we're connecting together this way. Yes, and we're going to rise together. So gently start to bring that back arm back to the wingspan. Lift up that front arm, lift up your body straight, reverse the triangle. Now the back arm comes down to softly touch the leg, and the front arm reaches out, reaches up, maybe reaches over towards the ear. Release. Return. Arms open wide. Micro bend both knees. Turn the feet parallel. 5-pointed star. Heels turn in lightly. Toes turn out. Thumbs point up. Arms open out wider. 5-pointed star. We're open to the heavens here. Come back to center. Turn the palms down. Micro bend both knees. Scissor walk, heel toe, or lightly jump the feet back. Turn to the top edge of your mat. Upward salute. and forward fold. Bow into your forward fold, tucking our chin inwardly. And then we half lift here together. And then we soften the knees and we step back into tabletop. We flow through our spinal wave, knees down or toes tuck under and knees hover. Couple spinal waves. We're going to begin to finish well here together today. Let your practice move just a little bit slower. Invite your breath to be just a little bit deeper. And we all arrive back to tabletop. This is where we're going to use our strap now to finish well, so have that nearby. And begin transitioning into supine pose. Your whole back body is down on the mat. Your knees are pointed upwards. Your feet are flat on your mat. And then we'll just allow both feet to lift lightly. Give ourselves a little gentle hug. Just a gentle hug, just to let our body know, yes, we are on our mats. Back is supporting us. Back into the simple hug. And release both feet down, please. And then with your strap, hold on to your strap with both hands. And we're going to begin with the right leg. So we pick up the right foot. We let that right thigh hug in a little bit towards our chest. We keep the thigh towards the chest, and then we bring the strap around the sole of our right foot. We walk the hands towards the foot so the arms are nice and straight. We receive a deep breath, and we let that right leg reach up, reach up, reach up. Remember, this is kind of an isometric practice. We're pulling down on the strap as we lift up through the sole of our foot. So we're getting double bonus points with this stretch here. The right leg is stretching out best it will today for us. Remember, our chin lightly tucks in so the back of the neck stays lengthened. Shoulder blades are down. Oh, there's a reconnection with alignment. And then we're going to softly open into a twist. So take both sides of the strap, right hand only. Left arm, it can either go out to wingspan or you can bring your hand to your hip. The benefit of having the hand on your hip is that side needs to stay down onto the mat for this practice. And if the hand is there, you'll feel if it lifts up. So it's either way. Know your body, know your practice. And here we go. When we release the breath, that right leg starts to open out to the right side. Flex the toes back. Remember when we did that when we were standing? And let the heel lead the way. Keep flexing the toes. Keep opening that right leg out to the right side. One or two more deep breaths here. Our review for finishing well is reorganizing. And when we reorganize our practice, we are recommitting to our own growth. Yeah, your own growth right here, right now. And the next breath, we're going to go back to center. So you may keep the leg straight, you may bend the knee. Yogi's choice. Bring that right leg back to center. Now bring the left hand to both sides of the strap. Now the right arm will open out wide to the wingspan on the right side, and the left leg will stretch out onto your mat. You're going to cross over into a twist. Receiving breath. Begin releasing the breath. Now let the right leg cross over your body towards the left side. Pause whenever you need. Breathe into this. We're reorganizing our practice to recommit to our own personal growth. So we constantly keep asking ourselves, what is benefiting my practice today? How can I continue to make this a personalized practice that really works for me? When you're in the fullest expression, about 2 more deep breaths. Can you flex the right toes? Can you reach out through that right heel? There's the next sensation. And next breath, we'll all come back to center. Micro bend the knee or keep the leg straight. Again, yogi's choice. We're back to center. We release the left hand. We soften the right knee. We bring the right foot down. We're going to bend the left knee, bring the left foot down, and then just give ourselves a little gentle hug in between these deep, open, and turning twists. So spine is stabilized. Now we bring just the right foot down, please. Hug the left thigh in toward your chest. Keep the hug and bring the strap around the sole of your left foot. Walking both hands towards the foot so you have nice straight arms. Chin lightly tucked, back of the neck long, shoulder blades touching your mat. Here we are, we're ready. Receiving breath. Start to reach up through the sole of your left foot as you pull down onto the strap. Flex the toes back. Breathe into this. We're recommitting to our pattern, our ritual, or our routine of yoga. So we're really focusing on what is it that works for me? How can I keep moving, breathing, deepening into my yoga practice, body, breath, and mind. And then we'll begin the open twist for this side. So left hand only on both sides of the strap. Right arm opens up to the wingspan or right hand to the hip. Releasing breath. Start to release that left leg out to the left side. Keep the toes flexing back. Keep breathing. In yoga, when we release the breath, it's our opportunity to release some resistance and let go of some muscular tightness. So a long, deep releasing breath. Notice. That might be a new pattern that you incorporate for your own growth in practice. Next breath, we'll all go back to that center with a deep receiving breath. You start to bring that left leg back to center. Bent knee or straight leg, yogi's choice. Switch hands, right hand only onto the strap. Left arm opens out wide to that wingspan. Reach out through the right leg. So the right heel reaches away from your body, toes pointing upwards. And now we're ready again. We receive a breath. We begin releasing deep, long breaths as that left leg crosses our body. Did you tighten the glutes as it's reaching over? It might be a help in supporting you, but it's also a little bit of muscular tension that maybe isn't needed. Just play with it, breathe with it. You can always slide the hand up the strap or walk it down the strap. It's your practice. It's your ritual, your routines. We take 2 more breaths when you're in the fullest expression. Toes flex back. Release this deep, long breath. Notice. And then we bring that left leg back to center. Straight leg or bent knee. Yogi's choice. Back to center. Soften the hand from the strap. Release the arm and strap. Bend the left knee. Bend the right knee. Pick up both feet together. And give yourself a gentle, wonderful little hug once again. And this time we will roll from hip bone to hip bone. That massage that we give our body. When we're back into center, we pause. And then we very gently begin to let both legs lift up. With or without support. See if once again we can flex the toes back. Oh. Our practice today was a review of our studies and our themes throughout our practice this month. Reconnecting, regrouping, reorganizing. Our next breath invites our body to slowly transition to Shavasana. And as always, if it's Yogi's choice to keep the legs elevated, please do so. Shavasana is this place of complete rest, of letting go. Physical body completely relaxes. Breath body breathes itself. And the movements of your mind naturally begin to settle, calm, and become still. Our Shavasana message for today is as we relax, let us gently process the intentions of our month in review. Reconnecting, regrouping, reorganizing. Gently draw your awareness to that place between your eyebrows. Expanding that awareness into your space and the wiggling through your toes, maybe ankles, the wiggling through your fingers, perhaps wrists. And we gently place our left palm at our heart center, the right palm across our belly, nourishing our body with several deepened breaths. And invite your next breath to awaken you as you give your body an awakening stretch. We soften our knees as we turn all the way onto our right side. And gently begin to rise into your seated pose. In our easy seated poses with our Anjali Mudra, bowing forward, thanking our body for the practice given us today, thanking ourselves for showing up on our mat today. And we rise together. And we close together. Namaste. Thank you for joining today on this Halloween day. And please unmute yourself, say goodbye to your fellow yogis.
Halloween.
Happy Halloween.
Thanks for the good laugh, the good chuckle. That was awesome.
Ditto. Thanks, Julie. Thanks, Don.
Thank you. Thank you.
Wonderful practice. Thank you.
Yes,
Thank
that
you
was great.
all. Thank you all.
Thank you, Julie.
Happy birthday, Mary.
Thank you.
Happy belated birthday to you, Mary.
Thank you both again. That was the best. Thank you.
Thank
Happy
you
Halloween.
guys. Enjoy the day. And hope to see you back on our mats next Monday for a brand new month, brand new themes. Here we are. Namaste.
Namaste.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Thanks, Wizard. Thanks, teacher.
Who was that ghost?
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Oh, nice. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, thank you guys. Thank you.
I forgot how long the road was.